That's for the people.
Deputy Laura, we may be in trial today.
The question is, we hear good Senate.
I don't know if I hear trial music. My allergies are messed up, so I can't tell if I hear the trial music or not, but maybe.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket. When I call the docket, you need to stand and let me know you are here. If you don't make an announcement, then I'm going to assume you're not here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. For the people who are new to court, you are not allowed to answer the docket for your friend or relative. So don't stand up and say, oh, yeah, I'm here for that person. No, this is only for people who have cases pending in the court. Johnny De La Rosa, Emmanuel Perez. Well, this is not. And we have Jason Gerhan walking through. Hey, Jason.
Good morning.
Gary Flowers. Brian Pena, custody. Josephine Marquin. Thank you. Desiree Castro. Gilbert Salinas.
Morning.
Good morning. Mario Tovar. Mario Tovar. Ashley Rodriguez. Thank you. Matthew Insuriaga. Matthew Alexander Renee Insuriaga. Did I pronounce that?
Yes.
And they're not even here to hear me pronounce that correctly. And I can now roll R's, but I don't because the last time I started rolling R's, people were not showing up. Brian Martinez, custody. Christopher Anthony.
Here.
Thank you. Joek Yanes. Thank you. Juan Martinez, custody. Adriana Ramos. Carlos Perez. Carlos Perez. Roland Hernandez. Roland Hernandez, custody. Pilar Lupe Munoz, custody. Yemi Del Angel Reyes, custody. Walter Prince. Walter Prince. Ronald Guillory, custody. James Ashbaugh.
Your Honor, Mr. Navy should be here shortly. He's running a little late. His client is with him.
All right. Jeremiah Ferreira. Jeremiah Lee Ferreira. Robert Castillo. Thank you. Hi. William Jones, custody. April Ann Perez. Is that also Sylvia Ann Perez? Do we know? I think she is. Zion Taylor. Thank you. LaPrentice County. DeAnthony Gordley, custody. Israel Mancada. He's by Zoom.
It's on Zoom.
Yes, thank you. Alexander Rodriguez, that's 130. Jose Gamboa, custody. Glenn White. Katrina Goodwin, custody. Christine Hernandez, custody. Joshua Jacob Cannon.
Here.
Thank you. Vanessa Rubio. Is she in jail?
Yes, Judge.
Darwin Gomez.
Present, Your Honor.
Thank you. Johnny De La Rosa. Emmanuel Perez. Mario Alberto Tovar. Matthew Alexander Renee Inciaga,
Second row, sir. Have a seat in the second row.
Carlos Perez, Walter Prince,
The other second row, the one ahead of you.
Tyler Ashbaugh, Jeremiah Ferreira, April Ann Perez, LaPrentice County. All right, is there anyone who's present that you came in later, your name was not called? All right, attorneys, these are the rules. Number one, somebody's going to trial today, so a jury will be called up and we'll do jury selection. So everyone, you need to move with the purpose and efficiently. That will be greatly appreciated. Attorneys, you're not ready to approach the court unless you confer with the state and confer with your client. If you have someone who's in custody, request them from the deputy. If your client speaks or wishes to speak in a language other than English, let the clerks know so that we can have an interpreter called down. Probation is here, Ms. Abrams. She is an integral part of this legal system. So if you have someone who you think is going to be on probation, if you're here for a motion to revoke, you need to speak to her because I'm going to ask her for her thoughts anyway. If you have an inmate who is in the box and we're on the record, which means I've called the style of the case, do not talk behind the court reporter. Just raise your hand and the deputy will move you to the other end. So everyone, it's Tuesday. We survived Monday, so that's something to be thankful for. So everyone, please confer. Let's have them here at 11. Yes. And to the attorney, I have Glenn White. Just give me a moment.
Second box. Okay, you have to do this. That's like your stuff out.
Yes.
For the case that we have in the trial docket for today.
Hey, just give me one.
Of course.
Sure.
So I didn't know you were reading.
Okay, thank you. Could I see the file on Brian Pena, please?
Try the name.
Brian Pena.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Aguayas,
Yes, Your Honor.
here you are. All right, Mr. Pena, come forward, please. Hi, how old are
Good
you?
morning, man.
Good morning.
21.
All right, so here's the thing. You're young, and I'm sure your attorney has probably told you, whatever happened with this, these are people that you should not be hanging around. This is your chance to get your life together. Otherwise, you're gonna end up at the jail and end up in prison. You understand?
Yes, man. You will never see me in this courtroom ever again. I've
All
never
right.
been in trouble. I don't plan on getting in trouble. I plan on doing something in my life.
All right, what are your plans?
Getting back at my job at overnight HB
Okay,
and getting my apartment back and my car.
all right.
It's a blessing.
So what's your dream job?
I really want like to be a real estate agent.
Okay, well, I mean, that's doable, but here's the thing. If that's your dream job, you need to write it down on a sheet of paper, and then you need to figure out what steps you need to take to make that happen. Otherwise, your attorney will tell you, he and I, what are we, 22 years old? Once you pass once you pass 21, time starts flying. And then you look up and it's 30 years, or you're 30 or you're 40, and you still have this dream of being a real estate agent and you didn't do anything to try to get there. You understand?
Yes, man.
All right. Good luck to you, okay?
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you. They'll release you at midnight. I have no control over that. And no more tattoos, especially on the face, okay? All right, are the parties ready on Glenn Lorenzio White? Is he here?
He's here.
All right, come down, please. Morning. All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 0027009, State versus Glenn Lorenzo White. Could I have parties announced, please?
Rick Pena for the state of Texas.
Bob Romont for Glenn White.
And are you Mr. White?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you entered a plea of no contest on May 27th. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine, affirmative finding of deadly weapon. This is to run concurrent with 2025 CC 005111, and there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report? State,
Yes, Your Honor.
defense,
Yes, ma'am.
any objections?
No.
State,
I'm from the state.
No
Defense.
objection.
all right. Any witnesses from either side?
No.
Any witnesses?
None from the state.
All right, then, state. Let me see, I believe you may be opposed. Just one moment.
I was silent, Your Honor.
All right, you're solid. All right, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, I'll hear your argument.
Judge, Mr. White's had some issues in the past. He said it's different this time. He spent time in jail. It's helped him develop a new outlook. He told me he's gonna follow your instructions. If you give him probation, he'll never be back here again. We like the recommendations, the probation, the outpatient treatment, weekly drug testing. He's had a drug problem. He needs to address that.
Mhm.
Also, the 180-day jail sanction is a good idea. We're in agreement with all that.
All right, so, Mr. White, is there anything you want to say?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record, please.
My name is Dean Lorenzo White.
All right, what did you want to say?
I was saying that I made a mistake in my life when I lost control.
All right, so here's the thing. Are these mistakes or are these choices?
No, it was really a mistake.
Why do you say it's a mistake?
Because I don't know, I just lost it at that moment.
Well, no,
I got really angry and stuff.
no, here's the thing. You picked up a hatchet, right?
It was tomahawk.
Okay, you picked up 2 tomahawks. Did you think it was something else? Or did you know it was a tomahawk?
No, it was tomahawk. I just grabbed them when I wasn't thinking.
All right, so you grab 2 tomahawks. And according to this, it's with this Monique Gant,
Yes,
someone that you've used drugs with. I don't know why you all are still together because I've read the PSI report and you have 2 children, younger children. You don't even know where they are because you were using drugs, she was using drugs. You didn't get your life together with CPS and your your rights ended up being terminated. And you're still with this person. So according to this, it says, because I want you to tell me where the mistake is. Victim stated that suspect, that's you, arrived at the location to charge his car battery. Suspect saw victim's car and went inside the house to take groceries that the victim bought. Suspect put 2 hatchets on victim's car. Suspect then grabbed a pole that was on the ground and tore through victim's taped up window and attempted to grab things from her vehicle. Suspect then grabbed the 2 hatchets and was swinging them around, approaching victim, coming within 5 feet of victim. Victim stated that suspect said, "I'm going to cut this bee," and noticed witness standing behind her. Victim stated that suspect walked to the neighbor's house and dropped off the 2 hatchets at the neighbor's house.
that is not true. I went to my mom's house. That was my mom's house. And then I went
So
to-
why would you try to take groceries from the vehicle?
I didn't take no groceries from no vehicle.
Well, I mean, she said you cut through her window. I'm assuming the window
Yeah,
was,
no, I picked up the little pipe thing, and it had plastic on the window, and I just like tore it open.
Why?
I was intoxicated too, so.
all right. Here's the thing, Mr. White. I don't think you'll be a good candidate for probation. And let me just tell you why. You've been on probation before. Then you have a theft case that you were convicted of. Then you have a criminal mischief that you were convicted of. Then you have an assault case that you were convicted of. This started in the 80s. And then you have another criminal mischief that you were convicted of. Then you have another assault case, they say dismissed for insufficient evidence. It's probably dismissed because the complainant didn't want to go forward with it. Then you had a possession of marijuana, and I realized, it's marijuana, but you were placed on probation for that, and your probation was revoked. Then you had another assault, and now we're in the 2010s. You had another assault, and you were given probation, and your probation was revoked. Then now you have a violation of bond or protective order, which I'm assuming is related somehow to this incident. Then you had an aggravated robbery case that was rejected. I'm not even considering that because it's rejected. I don't know why it was rejected. Then you had dealing cocaine. You were sentenced to state jail facility. Then you had another dealing cocaine and you were sentenced to prison. Then you had a burglary with intent to commit theft by force, and you received 15 years for that. And then you had another manufacturing delivering. You did time for that. Then you had an aggravated robbery. It was dismissed for missing witness, injury to the elderly, dismissed, missing witness. And now you're here before me. How old are you?
I'm going to be 62 years old.
All right. So I don't think you're a good candidate for probation.
Can I say something?
Sure.
See, I've changed my life. My mom got sick now. I'm old too. And I don't know if I had that much time left in my life. But I really want to see my mom. She's in her 80s. If I go away, she gonna pass away. That's all I have in my life is my mom.
All right. So here's my question for you. And I'm not trying to be cruel, but you knew about your mom. Why would you do this? Knowing about your mom?
Well, my mom just got sick recently since I've been locked up.
Mhm.
This shit started since I got locked up. She's been in the hospital in and out about 4 or 5 times. She had a minor heart attack.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna be like this.
Well, I mean, these are things we need to consider, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is finding you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, affirmative finding of family violence. The court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. This is to run concurrent with 2025 CC 005111. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, and there's to be no contact with Monique Gant, Gant, and the court will recommend the therapeutic community. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence and also a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, Mr. White. Your history doesn't look good, right? And sometimes I look at that, right? And I have to look at that because I have to consider everything. And so I'm looking at your history, and your offense is escalated. And then you have different issues where you are placed on probation, your probation gets revoked. You're given parole, you don't do well on parole. And I will tell you, I've done parole hearings before, and parole is so much easier than probation is. Because parole is sort of, in a way, it's sort of like college. And this is the best way I can explain it. When you're in public school and you're not in college yet, everybody is telling you everything to do. This is your class for today. That's what probation does. When you get on parole, what they do is they don't tell you, you need to do this, this, and this. They just give you a sheet of paper. You have your freedom. And on parole, if you report, call them whenever they want you to call and do a drug test and get employment, they're happy, they're satisfied. So for you to have the parole issues that you've had, that tells me a lot. But I'm recommending the therapeutic community for you. The therapeutic community will help you when your parole time comes up, because they're going to see that you are actually doing something to try to help you with your drug addiction. Because when people are looking at whether or not to place you on parole, and I've done parole packets for my clients in the past too, they want to know if they place you on parole, is this a person who's not going to commit any more offenses? So you need to be working on a plan. Like, I'm going to be doing sober support meetings. This is where I'm going to be doing them. This is where I'm going to be living. I'm going to be stable. This is how I'm showing you that I'm going to be stable. That's what you'll need to do for them, okay? All right, good luck to you, sir.
Good luck. Thank you, sir.
White.
You're welcome. Mankata Israel?
Yes, Your Honor. I might approach.
Yes. And he's zooming
He's
in
on
right now.
Zoom.
Yes. Let me just put this in the system. Just give me a moment, counsel. All right, Mr. Mankata, just give me a moment, okay?
Okay.
Now you put a song in my head. So far away. Doesn't anybody? Who's it by? It's by, what is her name? I can see her hair. She has blonde hair with the curls. She sings that song. I bet you think this song is about you. It's gonna come to me. But I love that song. Doesn't anybody stay in any? Yes, Carol. What's her?
Carol King.
Yes. But I love that song. Doesn't anyone stay in one place anymore? All right. So let me pull him up on the system. All right, yes.
Judge, he was required to take some courses,
Mm-hmm.
and I have here proof. I've given those courses to the probation officer, so they're.
So how do you expand this?
Oh, good question.
I may be only 22, but my vision isn't what it used to be. So I'm like expanded. Are we dealing with an Android?
It's an apple.
Mm. See, if it works.
It's your apple, Judge. That's one of them. And then I'll have to click on the other one so you can see it.
I'm also old and don't have.
So this one was the 4-hour course, Judge, for
Okay.
that parenting class.
All righty. So while they're doing that, how's the baby?
She's doing great.
And how old now?
She's a month.
Okay, keep it like that if you
Okay.
can.
All right.
So that was a defensive driving course, and that was 6 hours.
All righty. So you say she's a month?
Yes.
So is she, does she have a job already?
Not yet, almost.
I always ask people that. I have relatives in my family now, there are 3. I'm like, shouldn't they be reading War and Peace? What's going on? Because you always feel as though you're behind on things. I ended up going to the bookstore. And I'm like, is this what they're teaching children in preschool? Is somebody supposed to know how to do fractions? What? So what have you learned from your parenting classes?
Just to keep my really healthy with my wife.
Okay,
So we never separate. And
all right, stop moving around because we're losing you. So what did you-
sorry. To keep my relationship healthy with my children and my wife so that they never have to go through separation or see how divorce can affect the parents and the children in many ways. And it affects a lot of children from teens. It could be their infants, and it puts them through a lot, and it makes them think to themselves that it's their fault at many times, and it's difficult for parents to explain to them why
Yeah.
why it's not their fault, and it's up to the parents if they want to tell the truth why they would have a divorce. But on my behalf, that's not my case, and that's what I took from that course.
Okay. And what did you learn from defensive driving?
To drive really safely at all times and not to put anything at risk, and always know in my good to know I could handle driving and not to pick up the keys if I feel like I can't drive for any reason.
All right, so here's the thing. You have a 1-month-old daughter, and what I can tell you is with daughters, they look at you as to what is a healthy relationship. And they say that usually when daughters end up selecting a husband, it's usually based upon what their father has taught them. And they see how their father treats their mother, and then they're accepting of that. So you need to make sure that you're setting good examples for her, okay?
Yes, ma'am, of course.
All right, so you all are asking for early termination?
Judge, so the court was going to give him credit for his community service hours if he completed the parenting course.
Yes.
The course that he was supposed to complete for the driving course, it indicates on my notes, aggressive driving.
Mhm.
So will the court give him the credit for taking the defensive driving course?
Yes, and there may have been a miscommunication from the court, but I have a notation in my notes, defensive driving. So maybe that was changed at the last minute, but I didn't write it down. So I'll give him credit for the defensive driving.
Okay, Judge. So with the credit for the parenting course and his COVID vaccine, that leaves no community service hours left. The only other concern that his officer has, is that he's made no payments, but, her recommendation was to continue his probation, but that was before there was proof that he completed those classes. So, at this point, I would defer to the court.
All right. So state
Yes,
on
Judge.
this case, Mr. Mancata appears that he's learned what he needed to learn from probation. He's been on probation since 2022 for evading arrest, detention in a vehicle. He's completed parenting classes, and normally I will give people their credit for their community service hours if they completed parenting classes. So I'm going to do that in your case, of course. The only thing he has is some outstanding fees, but he has children to support.
Are you asking us to speak to the early termination? I'm
Yes.
sorry, yeah, we have no objection to that. Mr. Moncada has appeared to all of his compliance hearings timely and made all the appointments that he did. I know even when we were, when he had his appointments for the DMV and everything, and so we have no objection to that.
All right. All right. So, Mr. Mancata, don't
Yes.
go out celebrating. All right. I'm going to sign the motion, the request. Well, I'm going to grant the request for early termination. So
Okay.
you'll be off of probation, but I'm sorry, what? Okay. So make sure that you followed through on everything that you need to do for your baby girl. You understand?
Yes.
Because you don't want to get caught up where you have to go to jail and then you miss out on the milestones for your daughter. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
All right. Good luck to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Do I have to report to my PO?
All right. Thank you.
May I finally be excused on
No,
this?
you cannot be excused. Your client is still on the screen.
I'll call him. Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. Is there anything I need to sign for this? Mhm. All right, Mr. Mancata, you're excused. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
All right. Who is here on Adriana Ramos?
Sullivan, Scott Sullivan for her.
Thank you. What page is Mancata? Oh, there it is.
1 year on.
Good morning. How's it going?
It's going good. Hopefully I'm on the right place. Brought him, I believe this is a discovery hearing.
All right, let me just pull her up. How are you doing this morning? All right, so an offer is due today as well. So has an offer been tendered?
I will get with them very quickly.
All right, so if y'all have a seat, confer with the state, and then I'll call you back up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Who is here on Tyler Ashbaugh? Good morning. Hello.
Hi.
Yes,
Just wanted to let the court know that we're ready for trial.
all right, and a jury will be out.
Okay,
Great.
what time do you expect? us to be back?
11.
11.
Yeah, we're gonna start.
Would it be okay then if I stepped out and came back shortly? Or 11? Thanks. Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, thanks. Deputy Laura, are we sure Johnny De La Rosa bonded out? Because the last notes I have is that the motion for bond reduction was denied.
He's under.
Johnny De La Rosa? Emmanuel Moses Perez? All right, just have a seat, sir. Mario Alberto Tovar? Okay, thank you. Matthew Alexander Renee Insiriaga?
He's present, Judge.
All right, thank you. Carlos Perez? Thank you. Walter Prince? Jeremiah Lee Ferreira? William Joseph, I'm sorry, April Ann Pettis. I think that's her by Zoom. La Prentice County. Oh, are you April Pettis? All right, thank you. La Prentice County. All right. For those of you who are in the gallery, if your attorney has not made their appearance yet, you need to call them because we're going to be starting up for a jury trial. And those of you whose attorneys have not shown, you're going to have to come back tomorrow. Jose Elias Gamboa III.
Present and ready, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
All right, are y'all ready to,
Yes, Your Honor.
are y'all ready to proceed on the motion to revoke?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The court is calling 2024 CR 008354 State versus Jose Elias Gamboa III. Could I have parties announced?
Duffy Pitlock for the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Teresa Conley for Mr. Gamboa.
And are you Mr. Gamboa?
Yes, sir.
All right, did you review the motion to revoke community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Before you move further, I have notes from the last court visit.
Mhm.
It's already pled true. And this was to
If the results of a tally.
So you pled true on June 17th with
Yes.
Judge Angelini to 38 and 38?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And does,
Matthew, did I go?
all right. Then Judge Angelini previously found violations of 38 and 38 true. And then there was a request for a TAP evaluation?
Yes, Judge.
All right. And what is the recommendation state?
Yes, Judge. It is in line with probation's recommendation after the TAP eval. That is to amend for local ISF Roman numeral 2, followed by ISP. We're asking for defendant to wait in jail for placement. Upon release, outpatient treatment through the Veterans Administration and may include the BCCSCD dual diagnosis outpatient program at the client's expense, monthly urinalysis, and documented sober support meetings, Judge.
All right, Mr. Gamboa.
So,
All right, on this case, the minimum sentence you can receive, I'm sorry, the maximum sentence you can receive based upon your plea bargain agreement is 2 years. So if you want, I can follow everybody's recommendation. It would really help you. Or if you want, I can revoke you and sentence you to 2 years.
Now, I was gonna ask you, man, am I gonna get released and does that mean because they said the VA? And do I get to go to the VA for my assistance or how does that work?
No, what ends up happening is based upon their recommendations, you're gonna be in custody and you're gonna get transferred to an inpatient treatment facility. Then once that is completed, then you will have the VA.
Now, the inpatient, what is it called? It's
They're asking for local ISF.
Yes, Judge.
It's local ISF.
and how much time do I have left on probation?
Oh, your probation time on these type of cases, your probation can be extended up to 10 years. I mean, total.
So right now, cause I already have over a year.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Legally, I must give you credit for any time that you've been in custody. It's completely up to you. If you want me to revoke you, I'll revoke you. I will sentence you to 2 years. What will end up happening is they'll check how much time you have credit. They will let you know how much time you have credited. They will give you credit for any time that you spent in custody on this case.
Cause there's also a wait, right, for this program?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, cause I'd rather just.
No, here's the thing. How old are you?
I'm 45. Man.
All right, so you can make these decisions. These are your two choices. I can revoke you. What I'm telling you is based upon your plea bargain agreement, the most I can sentence you to is 2 years in the prison.
Okay.
You will do 2 years at the prison. Sometimes because it's the prison, if you have enough time, sometimes they will parole you from the Bexar County Jail. Then other times they will not parole you from the Bexar County Jail. I'm not in charge of that system.
Okay.
But at the most, you will do 2 years.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I'd rather do 2 years.
All right. Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Sure.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jose Elias Gamboa III.
All right, Mr. Gamboa. Probation is recommending that you be continued and that you go into inpatient treatment. Are you telling the court that you do not wish to follow that recommendation?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you telling the court that you wish to be revoked and given the 2-year sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then you were previously found to violate conditions 38 and 38. The court is going to grant the motion, revoke, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. And I'll request the therapeutic community. The therapeutic community does not increase the time that you're at the prison, but it is to help you with any type of sobriety issues you have or drug issues you may have. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Here you are, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, sir. We can go off the record. When you're released from custody, if you can't find a place that can help you, you can always come back to court. If I'm here, I'll make sure they find a place for you, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Excuse.
Yes.
Have a seat, sir. Have a seat.
All right, thank you.
Good to see you, sir.
Okay.
Adriana Ramos.
Mr. Sullivan from Ms. Ramos.
Hello. All right, so did you receive an offer?
Yes, we did.
All right, and do you have all discovery?
I believe I do. Yes, Your Honor, to the best of my review.
All right, if y'all could do an acknowledgement of discovery for me, please.
I will.
All right, and Miss, how old are you?
34.
All right. Miss Ferguson, I need a 3-week reset for a plea deadline date, please. The dates you're gonna receive, that's the date. You need to let the court know if you've reached an agreement. If you have not reached an agreement, your next court date will be your jury trial date. All right, July 29th. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused. Matthew Alexander Insiriaga.
Morning, Judge. He's in custody.
All right, is he?
He's right here in the room.
Oh, come down. How's it going today?
It's going well, Judge.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, family violence, if I could see you all in criminal trial division.
Yes.
Yes, late August. All right, we'll do August 28th. And that'll be for discovery. And I'm assuming you're all gonna let their case take the lead, since it's a first degree felony.
Most likely, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so both cases will be set then for August 28th. And I'll just set it for discovery. In this case, we've already passed the discovery part, but we'll say that we start.
See what happens with the case that just got indicted.
Yes. All right, so you'll be back on August 28th.
It's just, and then I was working on getting my own attorney.
Mhm.
I'll see when I get out if I will be able to have like a month.
What I can tell you is Mr. Woodard is an excellent attorney. Now, am I allowed to promote attorneys? No. But that's what I'm telling you. But you can do whatever you wish to do, but your discovery date is August 28th. All right? Do you believe he's going to be released or make bond?
I'm not sure, Judge. I guess it depends on what the bond would be set at when he goes over to the magistrate.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, give him a reset form for August 28th, please.
Yes,
All right, thank you. Yes, and sir, if you're planning on hiring an attorney, that need to be done by August 28th. Do you understand? All right, thank you. Yes. Yes.
Maybe.
All right, thank you. You have a subpoena, which you told me you have a subpoena. What's going to end up happening is the state, they can file legal documents to have you attached. What does attachment means? That means that an officer or some member of law enforcement will go pick you up wherever you may be and bring you in to testify. Do you understand? So they're going to call you, let you know where you need to be and when you need to be for your testimony, and you need to make sure you're here. All right, so do you have any intention of not appearing? All right, is there any question you have for me about subpoenas and what they mean? All right, so you've been subpoenaed as a witness. That means that you have to appear. That's a legal document, and there are consequences for not appearing when you've received service. Do you understand? All right, thank you. And Norma, you said in Sierra, that's 828, correct? All right. Joseph Marquin. I'm sorry, Josephine Marquin.
Judge, we are on the docket today. I will confer with the state in a moment, but I knew you were going to start picking the jury and there was an urgent issue. They've agreed. We've asked you to sign an order that allows pretrial to loosen her leg monitor a bit. Her doctor submitted a letter to pretrial saying that it's causing her swelling and pain. And pretrial told me they would not loosen it without your order. So the state has graciously signed off, and I just wanted to get that done. I will.
Who is the pretrial officer?
Her name is Priscilla Valdez.
And Judge,
No, talk, just me. I'll talk for you.
All right, just give me 1 second.
All right, well, I understand that, but
And you say Valdez?
Valadez. I have her
Priscilla-
email. If you want me to forward her email to Norma, I can do that, Judge.
Yeah, let me see her email.
Okay.
Do you have any objection to the court sending her email, letting her know that the monitor is to be loosened?
I have no objection.
Okay.
Priscilla, PRI.
Oh, just 1 second. It's probably best that I just see it.
It's. I understand what you're saying.
Ain't no problem.
And I apologize, I left my jacket in the 379, but when they said you were about to pick a jury, I just ran over here.
Oh, no problem. Okay. Wait a minute.
Not the first time I've had issue with this particular pretrial on a case.
RIS. Okay. All right.
And if need be, I'll set the remainder of the bond motion for a hearing because the state couldn't agree to just completely removing it, of course, but I just wanted to make sure it got loosened because she's been in pain for a while.
All right, thank you.
And I'll come back and confirm.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. You still have it. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll be back to confirm even if that's being.
Well, yeah, so the big freeze, so we didn't have any discovery. Yeah, no, previously.
Oh, okay.
And then it got reset. Can I have down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Reset. Walter breaks. Yeah, you know what's. That was what she said. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so Darwin Gomez and Joshua Cannon. Come forward. Yeah, you both can come forward at the same time.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Oh, come forward. This can go by quickly. So you have the motion for continuance because council's in legislative session?
Just was that, Mr. Brown asked me if I could appear for Mr. LaHood, that he's out of town. He is seeking a continuance until after September 21st because of the special session that's starting in the Texas legislature.
Okay. All right, state. On this case, it's a PSI.
Yes.
And I think this one may be, yes, a motion to revoke. So they filed a motion for continuance, which legally I must grant because they're in legislative session. So it's going to be reset.
Sounds
Okay,
good,
Judge.
Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So Vashon, both cases will be reset. So when do they expect the special session to be over with?
September 21st.
Just 1 second. All right, Norma. Can you put this for September 23rd, both of these cases?
Yes.
All right, so you'll be brought back on September 23rd. You're welcome.
You have a blessed one, Your Honor.
Thank you, you too. Just have a seat and they'll bring the reset form to you. You're welcome.
Right back.
Right, thank you.
Let's see what is in the states. Did he announce president? Sure from the 28th of November. Jeremiah.
Norma, what page is Gomez on? All right, thank you.
Okay, is it okay if I leave it from that? I'll wait, that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Deputy Laura, could you make an announcement? It's for, let me see what, Jeremiah Lee Ferrera. And can I have- Thank you. All right, could I have a prosecutor, please? Court is calling 2023 CR 2861 State versus Jeremiah Lee Ferrera. Can I have parties announced
Megan Galloway for the state.
for the defense?
Mark Darling for the defense, Your Honor.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. The defendant has not made an appearance. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Judge, I got I left a message at a number I got from AA Best Bail Bonds. But I haven't received any call back, so other than that, I haven't, and that's been a while.
All right, state.
Your Honor, we're requesting a bond forfeiture.
All right, that will be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you. Do y'all have Ferrera?
I'm looking for it.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Judge, may I approach?
Yes.
This is off docket. But it's associated with earlier.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That doesn't sound good. You know what it's, no, it sounds like
Airplane?
no, it sounds like from the movie The Burbs, where they were in the basement making something.
Judge, that's a long time ago.
I love The Burbs, right?
That's like a big-
No, that was awesome. My mom and I watched that again recently. That's one movie I love. There are 3 movies, Jason, that should have received an Oscar. The Burbs, Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh my God, yeah.
And the other one is with Bruce Campbell. I think it's called Living Dead or something. But you know what? People don't appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, I love her.
Jason, when that guy pushes your back against the bar and he asks, have you paid your dues? You look him in straight in the eye and you tell him, yes, checks in the mail.
Oh.
All right, anyone else ready? All right, as soon as I have your file, I'll take you up.
It's kind of a weird deal.
All right, thank you. Mario Tovar.
Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
Mr. Tovar, we just received discovery today that requested I pick up the 2 discs.
All right, so Mr. Tovar, you were late. Why?
I was running late. I'm coming from Eagle Pass.
All right, so here's the thing. With regards to being late, if there were another judge on the bench, they would just remand you without bond, right? So you need to make sure that you are on time, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you have all discovery
Yes, yes, Judge.
and state, were you able to tender an offer or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. How old are you, sir?
36.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
set this in 2 weeks for a plea deadline date, please. July when? All right, July 22nd will be your plea deadline date. You need to let the court know whether you've reached an agreement. If you have not, then your next date will be a jury trial date. You understand? All right, just have a seat. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you. Thank you.
Ashley Rodriguez as well.
Okay. Thank you. Ashley Rodriguez.
Thank you.
All right, so do you have all discovery?
We do not, Your Honor. We have, we're still waiting the rest discovery from the DPS.
All right, state,
Yes, Judge.
when is the breath discovery going to be in? We've been waiting for the breath discovery since February.
I'm sorry, Judge. What is the?
It's Ashley Nicole Rodriguez. She's on page 2. Hey, Deputy Laura, the first Tremors also deserved an Oscar.
Oh,
Tremors was an excellent movie. What are you talking about?
Compared to the first, the second, first one does.
Okay, the first one was awesome. I mean, it has some great quotes in there that you can use for current life. Snakes in the ground? Who could prepare for snakes underground?
I'm sorry, Judge, please bear with me.
No
It's
problem.
taking.
No problem. Oh, and actually the Bruce Campbell movie that deserved the Oscar was Army of Darkness. Yes. Wasn't that a great movie? Yeah, this is my boomstick. Shop smart, shop S smart. Yeah.
They actually had a thing with the actor that played, like,
Mhm.
Bruce Campbell in there. He did like they were doing a screening for it, and like a little interview for it.
Oh, no, he was awesome. And he had another series that I really loved. It was called The Adventures of Briscoe County Junior.
Check that out in there somewhere else.
Oh, you have to see that. It is awesome. In that movie, he is always talking about the coming thing
Yeah.
and searching for the coming thing. But it was awesome. But no, we first got Big Trouble in Little China when it was on VHS. We were burning that VHS tape because we were just watching it over and over.
My child will never know that struggle. In fact, we'll all agree on what we're gonna watch.
Oh, you need to sit down and make your children watch something on VHS.
You should get all the Rugrats movies.
Yeah.
We're watching those, the brothers.
I don't have a VHS player anymore.
Well, you know what? Children will never know the struggle of, not being able to go to the restroom because there's no pause. It's like, maybe you're waiting for the reruns. They'll never know what it meant to sit up trying to figure out who shot JR. I think that was the first real cliffhanger.
Never stand up and clap at the end of a movie.
No, they won't. Although I will tell you, people were clapping in Guardians of the Galaxy when I was there. So. But yeah, I remember you couldn't record anything. It's just, you watch it, wait for the reruns. They'll never understand the mini series.
Or getting the Sunday paper, looking the Sunday paper for the show.
Oh,
You
yeah.
had to wait.
They will never understand receiving the coupon for $1 off for a movie and then, or free popcorn.
Dollar movies.
Judge, so this is a breath, and I do see the order for the breath discovery.
Mhm.
Usually it is about a 90 day, so I see that the court signed the motion on April 22nd of 2025. I would just ask for one final 30 day. if that's
All right.
possible.
So the final discovery for the breath is going to be August 28th. That should give everybody enough time.
Yes, I do have communication with the custodian for that, and that should be sufficient time, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So once you sign the reset form, you will be excused. Just have a seat and they'll get the reset form to you.
Sure.
You're welcome. What God? Yes. Okay. All right. So, can you let them know that nobody's to touch that remand without bond except for me?
Yes.
All right. All right, thank you. Luis Rosino?
Yes, Your Honor, he should be on Zoom. This was
He's not on Zoom. Do you want to call him?
supposed to be, so if I could just talk to you about it real quick. So this is a restitution hearing
Mhm.
after probation. It was supposed to get set, but doesn't appear as if it was ever set.
Okay.
I confirmed with Satan. She said that she didn't have any information on the restitution at this point.
All right. Do you want,
Patient rehab, he actually went.
well, let me ask you this. Do you want to talk to the state and see if they have anything about restitution? Because it may be time for us to close this restitution because this has been going on since April
Right.
2025. So if you'll talk to them
Sure.
and see if they have any. All right, Howie? Kenneth Howie? Oh, okay. I sent an email. Did you receive my email where I included?
I did, I didn't.
And then this morning I got an email from the All right, Josephine Marquin. Anyone else ready? Council, you ready?
I don't know if she put the file up there or not for Carlos Perez.
No.
I'm ready now.
All right, I don't have a Carlos Perez up here. Yes. I have Brasinho, Marquin, Ashball, and Howie. All right, thank you. All right, Carlos Perez. All right. Hello. All right, how are you doing?
Okay.
All right, so council, did you receive an offer?
I did, Your Honor. We made a counter offer on the case. I can just confirm with Mr.
Okay.
I believe he is mulling our counter.
All right, sir, how old are you? All right, Ms. Ferguson, if I can have a 3-week reset for a plea deadline, please. And why were you late for court?
I was actually, I got here 2 minutes before 9.
No, I called the docket and you didn't answer.
You did.
Yeah, I did. I called the docket exactly at 9.
I was.
So here's the thing, let me explain something to you. Sometimes people don't like for me to lecture them about being on time, but this is what I was brought up to believe, that when you are late, when you have an appointment, unless there's been some sort of emergency, you're telling that person that there's something else that was more important. Now, other judges, and I've had other judges who sat for me before because I've been at a CLE or had a judge meeting or something I need to do. Those judges, you know what they do? Once they pass your name and they call your name and you're not here, even if they haven't finished calling the docket, when you walk in, you know what they do? They have the deputy take you into custody and you make the trip to the Bexar County Jail. Am I right, Deputy Laura?
That's correct.
They don't do any of this. Oh, the attorney comes in and the attorney says, well, he's sorry for being late. It's his first time. The other judge would be like, no. And you make the trip to the Bexar County Jail. So you need to be on time. You understand? All right, Ms. Ferguson, the date. All right, July 29th.
We'll be here on time.
All right, thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Johnny De La Rosa.
Mr. President,
All right, thank you.
and Judge, that's, I think, on the trial document.
Yes.
All right.
All right, thank you. Walter Prince. All right, you need to be on the second row. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, thank you. LaPrentice, James County. For LaPrentice County? No, I don't need the file.
Man. How does he on this side?
Deputy Laura, is she talking to an inmate? Does she need to be in here? Is she a witness? Are you a witness? Then you need to step outside. There's no talking to inmates. And to the inmate in the box, you know better. Hi, sir. What's your name?
Luis Briseño.
All right, Mr. Briseño, your attorney was here. Just give us a moment. State on Briseño, do you know if you all have any information on whether or not he owes restitution?
Restitution.
None? All right, so Mr. Briseño, there's
Yes,
no
sir.
restitution amount for your case, so the restitution on this case is closed, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm in treatment right now. So far, it's working really, very well.
Okay, that's awesome. If you need anything, be sure to let us know, all right?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome, and make sure you stay in contact with probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, probation, do you need anything? It is 2024 CR 011184. All right, Mr. Briseño, you are excused. Have a great rest of your day. You're welcome.
You too.
And number, what page is Briseño on? Ah, okay. Thank you. Who's here on Katrina Goodwin? Thank you. Are y'all ready to proceed with the motion to revoke?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, the court is calling 2017 CR 3456W, State versus Katrina Goodwin. Can I have parties announce?
Duffy Pitlock for the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Todd Barnhart, Ms. Goodman.
And are you Ms. Goodwin?
Yes.
All right, did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Are you the same Katrina Goodwin who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2017 CR 3456W for the offense of theft of property less than $200,000 on May 15th, 2017 for a period of 5 years and extended for a total of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, Judge, that was me.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. State is alleging that violation of condition number 2 on or about the 6th day of January 2025 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Katrina Goodwin did then and there illegally use a controlled substance, namely amphetamines, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
The state will waive and abandon the remaining violation, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
Just one moment. I'm trying to find the indictment. Here we go. All right, I think the judgment needs to be corrected. We can go off the record. The judgment needs to be corrected. The judgment puts this as a second-degree felony. But she pled to a third-degree felony. So just one moment. This was before my time. All right, Adriana, the judgment on this needs to be changed to reflect that it's a third-degree felony. All right, we are back on the record. So you enter a plea of true to violation of condition number 2. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes. Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2? Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Judge.
Yes.
That agreement is to continue probationer on probation, but the state is recommending, in line with the probation's recommendation, a 1-year extension, weekly reporting, and weekly UAs for the first 30 days.
All right, thank you.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so Ms. Goodwin, I don't think you're a good candidate for probation. And let me explain to you why. This is not your first time with a motion to revoke. It doesn't appear that there's anything else that can be done to help you. I understand that drug addiction is very difficult to conquer and you have to stay vigilant. But when people give you the tools that you need and you just don't use them, that's a problem. So I don't think you are a good candidate for probation. And I'm not going to continue you on probation. So I'm going to grant the motion, find you guilty, and revoke. Counsel, did you want to speak to years? Because
Yeah.
she's been on probation since 2017.
Correct. She has completed the successfully Take Each program.
Mhm.
And judge has also done the 90-day jail sanction. So she has some back time.
Mhm.
So we're asking for the minimum 2 years because she was hoping to get, of course, continued with the objective of paying the rest of the restitution. That's why they're asking for extension of a year.
Mhm.
But without that, then we will ask for the minimum 2 years.
And probation, what's the amount of restitution?
Outstanding amount of restitution at this time is $6,977.11.
And who does that restitution go to? All right, the court, as previously stated, is going to grant the motion, revoke, find you guilty, give you credit for any time served, credit for any time in any successful completion of inpatient treatment. There's to be restitution of $6,977.11 to U-Haul. The therapeutic community, the court will sentence you to 4 years in the prison. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney And did you sign it?
Yes.
You do have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on community supervision. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. We can only do so much, right? The therapeutic community is a good program, but you're gonna have to request it. I have no jurisdiction to force them to place you in the program. Once you're released from prison, if you can't find a place that can help with your drug addictions, if I'm still here, you can come back here and I'll find a place for you, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe she's
Yes. Huh? Joseph who? Yes. Yes. Sure. Mhm. Thank you. If you make sure the judgment gets corrected on that one, I know that wasn't you guys, that was somebody else.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Are you all ready on Josephine Merquin?
I believe today was our plea deadline. We decided the discovery acknowledgement. She's rejected the plea, so we'll need to set it.
All right. So do you want a jury trial or a bench trial? If you come to me for a bench trial, if the state proves its case beyond a reasonable doubt, I'm gonna find you guilty. If they don't,
I'm not going for, excuse me, I'm not going for jury trial. I just need time because I have all my stuff in the storage on it. And I haven't taken nothing else because of the monitor and I understand.
no, so here's the thing. Today is your plea deadline date. So these are your only choices. Either you're entering into an agreement with the state today, or either this is being set for a jury trial or a bench trial. A jury trial, what happens is 12 people sit in the box. The state presents their evidence. Either a jury, if they can come to an agreement, they'll either find you guilty or not guilty, or say we can't reach an agreement. If you decide to do a bench trial, that means that I will hear it or another judge will hear it. The state will again call their witnesses. If I believe their witnesses and find them to be credible, and I believe that they prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, I'm going to find you guilty. If I don't think they've proven their case beyond a reasonable doubt, I'm going to find you not guilty. So your choices are for today are, do you have an agreement with the state? If
No.
not, then it's either jury trial or bench trial.
I thought I had until January.
No,
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 well, I don't know yet. I gotta talk to my son.
no. How old are you?
I'm 65.
All right, don't
Really
put that,
65.
here's the thing, don't put that pressure on your son. It's your choice. So either you're gonna reach an agreement today, or either you're going to jury trial.
I guess I'll do the jury trial.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, it appears that this is a case that shouldn't last long. It's a drug case. Excluding jury selection, it'll probably be 2 days. So your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not consider any plea bargain agreements with that good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
What date? All right, your jury trial date is going to be September 9th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Just have a seat and your attorney will bring the reset form to you.
Thank you.
Welcome. And counsel, it shows that the recipient read that email, so everything should be fine. You're welcome. You're welcome. Anyone else ready? If your name has not been called, it's because I don't have your file. Oh, counsel, your client appeared. Yes.
Okay.
He's been released. The state said there's no restitution.
Okay,
All right, so
sounds good.
good work.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, so
That's a win today.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but since Bashan is here and everybody else is here, Bashan is like, what? You got beef? Well, here's my
Yeah, so-
question. So what is happening with the Stillers?
They're being like unusually aggressive. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. So they got Jalen Ramsey, who's really good. I was pretty surprised that they traded Fitzpatrick though.
Jason, I'm gonna start some conflict right now. So who has a greater chance of making the playoffs?
Definitely.
The Dallas Cowboys or the Steelers?
The greatest case.
Who has the greatest?
That was, no, that was like the Aggies, when they were making a big show.
Who has the greatest chance of making it to the Super Bowl?
Probably Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Would be the Cowboys, right? Oh, it's always the Cowboys. Yeah.
I think the Steelers got a chance, though. I
And not
think
the
getting
Eagles.
Rodgers helped. I think.
Okay,
They kind of went all in for a year. We'll see. I think it'll be better than last year.
all right,
It'll be better than last year, I think. Yeah.
okay.
Better than last year.
Oh, yeah. So is Aaron Rodgers gonna have a team?
You'll either be really, really bad or really, really good.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes when you're 40,
Yeah.
41 or 42. Or however.
Yeah.
My age.
Okay, well then why are you not playing football?
Oh, because I was never good anyway.
You know what? I will join any league. It doesn't matter if it's male or female. And you know what I would do? As long as you just let me ride the bench, I'm okay. You don't, you can, you don't even, the other people who ride the bench, they're still making millions. I would say, give me 2 tickets to every game so I can give them to people.
And make like 10 million. I think QBs make like 10 million.
You can just pay me 250,000, but just don't put me in the game.
And whenever you still think, I played, I think they call it intramurals, just some organized basketball.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years ago. I broke a finger, so I stopped. But someone had they were taking videos of us playing, and you feel like you're really fast out there. And you're like, it looks like you're moving in slow motion. It's like, yeah.
And molasses.
I need to retire.
Oh my gosh. But it will be interesting. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So. But I love when the sports start. I am a big fan of every sport. The only exception, and I know people are going to get upset with me, I like indoor soccer because I think it moves faster. But then I've never been to a live soccer/football game, and I probably should.
So I took I took my boy, we went to Steelers Texans in Houston. We had like a night with nothing to do. And there was a Houston Tech, the Dynamo is their MLS team. And I was like, oh, we should go. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Actually, really
I think the indoor, it moves so quickly. That's what I like about it. But
I've never seen a live indoor game.
Yeah. Who was it? There's an attorney, I can't remember his name. He actually ended up going to the World Cup. And he said, I think he did the World Cup in, I want to say it was either Brazil or South Africa or somewhere. He said it was awesome.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, they're so into it.
It's so many people, right?
Well, the only thing is if your team loses, then like someone might get stabbed or whatever is the unfortunate part. They care a lot.
Yeah. But I recently got into rugby.
Oh,
I love watching that. And I love curling.
Oh, I've never seen curling.
In the Olympics, they used
I
to-
know it's in the Olympics, but yeah, I've never seen.
So I don't know how they make their money, but I like curling.
Baseball's tough to watch.
Yeah.
I have too much ADHD.
Okay. All right, Deputy Laura.
Good to see you.
So we're gonna bring the jury in at 11:30. I'll do my spiel for 30 minutes and then, mhm. All right, so everyone, there's a jury outside in the hallway. I told everybody to move with efficiency.
I'll take it.
And efficiency has not been seen. So what's going to end up happening is the jury is coming in here at 11:30. We're going to start jury selection, and everyone else, you're going to end up getting recalled unless you move with efficiency. You know, now you can hear crickets. People are like, what does that mean? I don't know. Oh, Deputy Laura, there's no need to bring anybody else out now because. Oh, no.
Love that.
No.
Brian Mejia,
So he's in custody. Judge,
what's the announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, the state received several Snapchat records, which is what we were here for last time, and we've been setting up times with defense counsel to come and view. But it is three different, my understanding that it is three different teenagers and young adult Snapchats, and it's just very voluminous. And so defense counsel has come to our office, I believe, 3 times for a couple hours each to view them. And there still is some that they need to go through.
And that's the only discovery?
We believe so. We're trying to figure it out. But
All right, Norma. Recall this for August 28th. That's the last discovery and states you need to be prepared to tender an offer.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Hello. Yes.
Robert Castillo on your trial docket this morning. I've not done a trial docket in your court before, and I'm just trying to figure out what I need to be doing. I don't want to be holding things up. I don't know where I am at. What's going on?
All right, just give me a moment. Let me do this and I'll.
No problem. Just trying to make sure I'm not doing something wrong.
Okay. I know, yeah. DeAnthony Gordley and Deputy Laura, you can start moving them back. Oh, well, tell them that he needs to come. Morning. All right. So you're asking for a PR bond?
yes, Your Honor.
All right, so what I can tell you is legally, I'm not allowed to give a PR bond in this type of case. You have to take that up with the governor. So.
The harassment case also is included in the. Okay,
Because it's a public servant.
okay.
So is that the one, the only one you're asking for a PR bond?
Yes, Your Honor. The other, yes, one of his cases was dismissed.
Okay.
So the only case that's before the court is the harassment of the public servant.
All right, so what is happening with the harassment case?
I've seen that it's still unindicted. I read some of the facts and the state is not prepared to recommend a reduction. I
Okay,
believe it's set at 7,500 currently, Judge.
yes. All right, he has it listed as being indicted.
Let me confirm right.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay,
As of 6/12, yes, Judge, indicted.
okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Counsel, you're available to return on Thursday?
Like next Tuesday?
Mhm.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll call this back on Thursday. That'll give the state a little bit more time to look into things as far as the bond. So we'll bring you back on Thursday, okay? All right, thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Norma, this is coming back on the 10th.
We'll get to you.
And what page is Gortley on? All right, thank you. Doak Yanes.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, so where are we on discovery?
Judge, I would be asking the court for another setting for discovery compliance. There's a lot of financial records in this case. Obviously, I've been mostly focused with the case that's set for trial today.
All right, Norma, set this in late August, and this will be the final discovery.
I understand what you're saying.
All right, August 28th, once you sign the reset form, you will be excused.
Hillary?
And Deputy Laura, when you all want to empty the box?
Yes.
Yes. Emmanuel Pettis. All right, counsel, did the state make an offer?
Yes, Judge.
All right, sir, how old are you?
36.
All right, Norma, I need a plea deadline date in 3 weeks, please. Yes.
July 29th.
All right, July 29th. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the website. Dorothy? Come on. Hillary?
That brings around.
You're saying what you're doing. Come on.
All right, and counsel, if you let your client know he's not to be late again. All right, to everyone else in the audience, you're gonna need to be back here at 2:30. Pilar Munoz.
Present, Judge.
Court is calling 2025 CR 005740 State versus Pilar Munoz II. Can I have parties announced?
Jason Garion for the state, Your Honor. Good morning, Judge. Alfonso Cabañas for the defendants.
Are there any applications?
No, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Munoz, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
You are, Your Honor.
Sir, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you are giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He did, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Munoz, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 108 days in the state jail facility. There's a $2,000 fine, no applications. The state will take in consideration 2025 CR 005742 and 2025 CC 004950. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Judge, I just want to make sure I heard it correctly. That's 180 days.
Yes.
Okay, that is correct, Your Honor.
All right. And did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibit number 1 with office attachment. No objection to states 1 and attachment.
All right. State, you may be excused.
Judge.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court will find you guilty, sentence you to 180 days in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine, time and money to run concurrently. Take in consideration 2025 CR 005742, 2025 CC 004950. And I want to request the therapeutic community for you. It doesn't increase the time that you're in custody, but you really need help with your drug problem. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, And because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we can go off the record. Here's the thing, using heavy drugs, only one or two things gonna end up happening. Either you're gonna end up in prison, in and out for the rest of your life, or either somebody's gonna have to identify your body. Now's the time, and I know it's probably difficult. I've never been addicted to drugs, so I know I don't understand the pain associated with it. I know it affects your brain chemicals and you get really endorphins and everything else from using. But you're gonna have to get a control of it. Otherwise, it's not gonna end well for you. When you're released from the state jail facility, if you need help finding a place for inpatient treatment, come back to here if I'm here, and I'll pick up the phone and call a place for you, okay? All right, counsel, on this, you're welcome. On this, some courts don't like for us to sign theirs, so I can't remember which county courts don't allow that or don't want that. I can still sign it, but I just don't like to step on any toes.
I understand yours.
So if for some reason they don't sign it, you can bring it back to me.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. Mhm. Well, I mean, how long is it gonna take them to do the paperwork? All right, swear them in. You're welcome.
The trial cases, you went back at 2:30.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
That's okay, it's okay.
Yes.
I've got somebody else in the box that's not on the trial line.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
You're the champ, Judge.
I do my best.
I got things happen. I think it's gonna be a plea. Pretty sure it is.
All right.
Thank you. We're sitting there. Everybody.
Who is here on Roland Hernandez?
Judge, I was gonna request another, discovery deadline. The state provided a bunch of new discovery. I gave them some discovery today as well. And bring another one, we may be able to resolve it on the next setting.
All right, I'm gonna set it for, Norma, can I put this on August 28th? All right, so, all right, and state on that date, you need to be prepared to tender an offer.
Yes, have it.
All right, thank you. Any questions?
I was trying to get a beer bond.
No, you'll have to, a motion will be filed, I will hear it. All right,
And Judge, is there a lineup for this afternoon or have you normally?
well, the first one that's going is Ashball. And then we'll see what happens with that and we'll keep going down the line.
All right, Judge.
Thank
I'll
you.
be at 2:30.
That's the one that's the proxy that.
It's the state to tender an offer. You can put it down as discovery. And it's Roland Hernandez. And the other, is there another plea or no?
Yes.
Okay. Who's here? Desiree Castro.
I'm here, but she's out in the hall.
All right, bring her in. Oh, she's scheduled for jury trial today, Counsel.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so she'll have to come back at 2.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, thank you. And then hopefully we're having a word on Mr. Howie.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I don't have a file. And do they know if people have witnesses here?
They don't have witnesses, I don't believe that.
That's
The case not present, they were nothing to Sean.
And you just everything
To report on, but it's something we might actually get worked out. I need to speak with her.
Is your client on bond?
She is not.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall her for Thursday. State Defense, Christine Hernandez, who's on page 7, is going to be recalled for contested on Thursday.
Sounds good, Judge.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You did greedy for that. So I used to go.
Planning purposes.
This one. Yeah. That was one. Well, yeah. That's the thing, right? He would take her home, like, yeah, there was. Family day and messed up.
Okay. Bob, when you're getting things done, you don't know how long I've been trying to get the carpet done. So I appreciate it. All right, thank you. Christopher Anthony Mazuka Garcia. And if the other county asks, you can say that you were here because you were here. Anyway.
Not the first time I've needed a judge to bail me out. Never trust a lawyer.
No, and that is so wrong. I remember one time I was trying a case
It was.
and on the civil side, they do time announcements. And the announcement was for 4 weeks. Every single day that judge on the criminal side was, are you in trial? It's a 4 weeks, I'm in trial. So if you need me to call that judge or anything, just let me know. All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 003824 and 2025 CR 003825, State versus Christopher Anthony Mazuka Garcia. Could I have parties announced?
Duffy Pitlock for the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Found the shelf for the defendant, we're ready.
Just a second. Excuse me, counsels, if you all could move from behind the court reporter. And we're back on the record. And are you Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery and did you review that with your client?
Yes, Judge.
And has discovery acknowledgements been tendered in this case yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay. And each cause number, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. And each cause number, did you review the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment in each cause number?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictments as presented in each cause number?
No, Your Honor, we are not.
All
There-
right,
A motion to reduce to a third-degree felony attempted assault peace officer.
No,
in
Judge.
in each cause number?
In each cause number, Your Honor, yeah.
Any objection?
No, Judge.
In each cause number, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each cause number, the state has asked that the charge be attempted assault of a peace officer or judge. That is a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each cause number, you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state will call in the right to remain silent. By entering into these plea bargain agreements, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Garcia, in each of the cause numbers, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each of the cause numbers, did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, according to your plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of attempted assault of a peace officer. They're recommending deferred adjudication. The cases were run concurrently. There's to be no contact with the complainants. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counselor, there be any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours of community service restitution, no contact with the complainants, and anger management. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then in each cause number to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, in each of the cause numbers, do you have any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments into each case respectively.
Any objections?
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thanks, Judge.
In each of the cause numbers, did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each cause number, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, in each cause number, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes,
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I urge you to follow the plea recommendation. The state should tell us in negotiation that if he behaves himself, they would not oppose his application for early termination at half term.
All right, so Mr. Garcia, do you have a place to stay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, do you live there by yourself or with someone else?
I live with my girlfriend, my mom, my dad, and my grandparents.
All right, are there any minors in the home?
Oh, man.
All right, so why were you at a homeless encampment? What was going on with you then?
Honestly, I'd lost a good friend at that time, and I just recently lost another one 2 days ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I was kind of going through it with my parents, and we weren't agreeing on things. And I kind of just wanted to be away from everybody where I wasn't having a lot of people around me, so I kind of stayed in the forest.
All right, and if you're drug tested today, what will the results be?
Obviously.
All right, so here's the thing. If you have a drug issue, now's the time to tell me, because I'm going to accept your plea bargain agreement to place you on probation, but I'm trying to figure out what would be good conditions to give you. I don't do cookie cutter conditions. I look at each person as an individual. So I'm trying to figure out what you need. So if you're going to test positive today, that's not a violation of your probation because you're not on probation. You understand?
Understood.
So tell me about yourself. Are you going to be clean?
I should be clean, yes, ma'am.
All right, when's the last time you used and what did you use?
There was a store that had a little concession stand, they had these vapes.
So you're just saying marijuana?
Yeah, and I really don't even like it. I was just, and then the moment, hey, try this, I say if you like it, and I was like, okay, but I have a kind of thing against drugs.
All right, have you ever had any mental health diagnosis?
Yes, I was a foster kid.
All right, and what was your mental health diagnosis? Do you?
PTSD, I was considered bipolar at one point. I had a ADHD, and then I don't know the rest of it.
Mr. Garcia was, he's adopted. He was abused as a child. He's seen a lot.
Okay.
You don't have the videos in front of you, Judge, but if you watched it, he was scared. And I think that trauma has carried forward as an adult. So I would recommend, some type of mental health counseling. You're not going to have any problems as far as drugs with them. THC, you have no idea what's out there being sold, but I've never suggested or thought that he was under the influence of alcohol, methamphetamine, cocaine. He's not doing any of that kind of stuff.
It's for my daughter, honestly. I really don't want to ever have to deal with a father that's not alive, because substance that he took in.
Okay. And do you have any children?
Do I have a daughter?
How old?
She's 5.
All right, have you had contact with her?
For the first time I realized got to see her 3 times this month.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. In each cause number, the court is going to sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. They will run concurrently. There's to be no contact with Jonathan Cokerham, Cokerham, and Christian Benavides. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once you complete that, the restitution hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. So here's the thing. You can still see your daughter, one of your parents, your mom or somebody needs to just supervise it. Once you complete parenting classes, your attorney can come back and I'll consider lifting that. All right. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, field visits 1 time per month for 6 months, MIC evaluation out of custody, CAP evaluation out of custody, follow recommendations. If the recommendations include inpatient treatment, we'll have a conversation about it and we'll see what's the best fit for him. And I'm going to run a referral to mental health court. State, do you have any objections if mental health court were to accept him, that there be a motion for new trial filed?
No, Judge.
All right, so mental health court will not take him if he's on probation. So we'll do a referral to mental health court. I think they'll be able to address all his issues. And then if they're accepting of him, then you come back with the motion for a new trial and this will be taken off. Probation, is there anything else?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, did you review in each of these cause numbers the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Oh, and I'm sorry, probation, I really don't see this as an anger management issue. I think there are other mental health issues that are causing certain behavior. So that's why I didn't order anger management. If for any reason you have an issue, you feel that you need some help, just let your probation officer know, okay? All right, good luck to you. You're welcome.
So I have the excuse.
Yes. All righty.
Yes.
Yes. On who? Oh, okay. Hi.
Morning, guys.
Good morning. All right, is Mr. Prince here?
He's probably in the hall. Let me go get him, Judge.
Yes. Yes. And if you can make sure you put that in bold and highlight. I have the file. They're going to have to come back this afternoon. Thank you. Do we know? Yeah, just have them come back this afternoon and I'll take it up.
Yes, Judge. Alina.
He was in the hall. I'm not sure where he is now. I called his name.
Okay, all right. If you can come back this afternoon and I'll take that matter up.
Okay, Judge.
All right.
What time this afternoon, Judge?
2.
2, very well.
All right.
City. That's the
Oh. Are we starting right now? Yeah. Do you need to take a quick break? Good afternoon. And it's not even that late in the day, everyone should still be perfect. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good morning. Actually. All right, so you are here for jury selection. This is the state of Texas versus Tyler Ashfall. Can I have the state introduce yourself, please?
Good morning, my name is Megan Galloway and I represent the state of Texas.
Jason Garrigan, I also represent the state of Texas.
And for benefits.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Nathaniel Navy and I represent Tyler Ashford.
Good morning, I'm William Salazar, I also represent Tyler.
Good morning, I'm Tyler Ashball.
So to my left is the court reporter. She's walking around putting her lights out. So please make sure that you speak up. You can speak at the level that I'm speaking at, and she'll be able to hear. Believe it or not, the acoustics in the courtroom is not very good. So make sure that you speak up so that she can hear everything. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
And is everyone in the back able to hear me? All right. Now, you have in your possession cards. Could everyone please raise your card, and please do not lower your card until I tell you to lower your card. I'm going to ask you to do something for me that no other jury has ever been able to do. And we're in trial every week in this court, so there's no pressure. So jurors 1 through 21, lower your card, please. Everyone else, this is where jurors fail. If your card is still up, it's because whenever you answer a question, I'm going to need you to stand so that the court reporter will be able to hear you. Are you all able to do that?
Yes.
All right, that's what every jury has told me, but I have faith in you. You can lower your cards. All right, the parties have introduced themselves to you. Raise your card if you know any of the parties, be it from the state or the defense or Mr. Ashfall. All right. The charges in this case are aggravated assault with a deadly weapon against a peace officer and deadly conduct. Those are the charges. The state and the defense, after we take a break, they're going to have a chance to speak with you. They are not allowed to tell you what they think the facts are in this case. They're going to be talking to you in hypotheticals. So when they speak to you, don't say to yourself, oh, these are the facts in this case, because they're not allowed to tell you what they think the facts are. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
Now, indictments. What are indictments? Indictment is nothing but a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper that lets somebody know what they're charged with and where they need to be for trial. Does everyone understand? It's not evidence of guilt. It's not evidence of anything. It's just to let somebody know this is what you're accused of and this is where you need to be. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
All right. How many people, let's practice raising our cards. How many people have ever had a traffic ticket? Now, I will tell you, this group has some of the worst drivers. That's okay. You can lower your card. So whenever you get a traffic ticket, I've had one in my time on the planet. I was about 19. So I'm only 21 now, so it hasn't been that long ago. Somebody's like, all right. So anyway, when I received my traffic ticket at that time, the officers had a little paper booklet and they would have carbon copies and give you your ticket. Now I think they do something electronically. So let's say an officer pulls you over, and they pull you over because they say you ran a stop sign. So when they give you that ticket, your accepting of that ticket is not saying you're right, I ran a stop sign. That ticket is just to give you notice to say, hey, I'm accusing you of running a stop sign. Because how bad would it be if somebody gives you a ticket for saying you ran a stop sign, and when you get there, all of a sudden, out of the blue, you're charged with speeding, and you're like, no, I'm here for running a stop sign. So when you get those tickets, you're not saying you're guilty of it. It's just to give you notice. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
So the fact that Mr. Ashfall is here because he's been indicted, that's not evidence of anything. It's just notice to him. Does everyone understand? Yes. And you cannot hold it against him that he has been indicted. Is there anyone here who is going to hold it against him because he's here under indictment? If you are, raise your card. All right, the next thing I want to talk to you about is certain rights that everyone who's accused of a crime has. One is the right to remain silent, which means the state can't call a defendant as a witness. They can't say, our next witness is going to be the defendant. You're not allowed to do that. And the reason being is because the state has to prove their case. Someone who's charged with an offense doesn't have to prove anything. It is not their burden. It's never their burden. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
I've been a defense attorney. I've been a prosecutor. I can tell you as a defense attorney, sometimes I had clients, they were so nervous because if you can imagine, you're sitting on a witness stand, you've been sworn in to tell the truth and everybody's staring at you. And I've had some clients, I'm like, I'm on your side and you're in my office and you're sweating. It's just us. You would not be a good witness. Then you have some people who are just, afraid to speak in public. Then you have some people who have speech impediments. There are a whole host of reasons why somebody would not testify. Sometimes I would have clients and I would tell them, you don't need to testify. The state didn't prove their case. So there's many reasons why people would not testify, but you cannot hold it against someone if they chose not to testify or if they choose not to testify. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
Some people, I've had jurors, they want to be like Mrs. Kravitz and they say things like, well, if that were me, I would do A, B, and C. And I try to tell them, but it's not you. Have you ever been in that situation? So raise your card if you will hold it against Mr. Ashbaugh if he decides not to testify. All right, and to my left, could you introduce yourself, please? All right, so he's an intern. Does anyone recognize him? And you're going to have other people who come in and out of this courtroom. Sometimes it's students who are in law school or thinking about going to law school. They will come and they will sit in so they can watch legal proceedings. If you see someone coming through that door, they're coming through that door because they didn't read the sign that says we're in jury trial. Do not come through that door. If you see people coming through this door, that is something for me. It has absolutely nothing to do with this case because sometimes there are orders that I need to sign. Now, everyone who's charged with an offense is presumed to be innocent. What does that mean? That means that you're surrounded by a cloak of the presumption of innocence. So unless and until the state proves their case beyond a reasonable doubt through evidence, you cannot find somebody guilty. Does everyone understand? So right now, how much evidence have you received in this case? So if you were asked to vote on whether Mr. Ashbaugh were guilty or not guilty, what would your vote be?
Not guilty.
All right, you all are whispering. Everybody, it's not a trick question. You get an A no matter what your answer is. We just want truthful answers. So how much evidence have you heard in this case?
None.
All right, the only way you're going to hear evidence in this case is if you're selected to be on the jury. So since you've heard no evidence in this case, if you were asked to determine whether Mr. Ashbaugh were guilty or not guilty, what should the answer be?
Not guilty.
All right. Is there anyone here who cannot presume Mr. Ashbaugh innocent at this point in time? All right, next thing I want to talk to you about is burden of proof. The state has to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt. They have certain elements. Normally in cases, you have to prove that something happened in Bexar County because we're in Bexar County. If the state cannot prove that something happened in Bexar County, then they can't prove their case. Normally there's an on or about date when something happens. So they have to prove when. They have to prove who the complainant is. They have to prove who the person is they're accusing of the offense. Does everyone understand? And so it's proof beyond a reasonable doubt. That's a high burden. There is not a definition for proof beyond a reasonable doubt. When I was in law school, there was a definition. We had to learn it. I knew it forwards and backwards. I tried my first case. I was so proud of myself because I knew the definition. I knew where to put the commas. I knew where to put the exclamation point. I knew where to pause for dramatic effect. But after I tried my first case, then we were told there's no longer a definition. So you're probably asking yourself, well, we're not attorneys. How do we know what the definition of proof beyond a reasonable doubt? So I would explain it to juries by telling them what it is not. Next door, the courthouse with the green rooftop, that is the historic courthouse. They handle civil cases. So over there, cases involving money, their burden is preponderance of the evidence. More likely than not, something happened. If you're ever on a jury in a criminal case, it doesn't matter if it's a felony case or a misdemeanor case. If you're in the back deliberating and someone starts saying, well, I think more likely than not, you need to tell them you're in the wrong courthouse. If you're going with more likely than not, you need to be in the courthouse next door. The other range of the other burden they have on the civil side, which is their highest burden, is clearing convincing evidence. Clearing convincing evidence is what is needed to terminate your parental rights. They're saying you're a danger to your child. We can no longer allow you to parent this child. The government is going to take over that responsibility. That is still not the highest burden we have in the United States. The highest burden we have in the United States and in Texas is proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
Now, the state has the burden. That burden never shifts to the defense. When we're in law school, this is how they explain it to us. To bring it down for us to make it as simple as possible, they would say the defense could go to sleep. The defense could do crossword puzzles, play video games, not ask questions of anyone. And the reason why they would tell us that in law school, because they really wanted to be clear that the defense doesn't have a burden. They don't have to prove anything. What I can tell you, all of the trials that we've had in this court, I've never seen anyone go to sleep. I've never seen a defense attorney do crossword puzzles. I don't expect that to happen here. But remember, they don't have to prove anything. So if you start asking yourself, if you're deliberating and saying, well, the defense didn't call this witness or they didn't do this, you're at the wrong, you shifted the burden. So you're not allowed to do that. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
Now, fairness. What does fairness mean? Because people will ask you, are you going to be biased? It's really, are you going to be fair? Fairness means, can you sit and listen to evidence that's presented to you and make a decision on whether someone's guilty or not guilty if you can come to a decision? That's what fairness is. People will always give you an example of, you want to come down to jury duty, you've mapped out your route, you're going to arrive early, nobody's going to make you wait in the hallway or make you wait downstairs, everything is going to run timely and smoothly. And when you get up, you find out that your car is on cinder blocks. Somebody has burglarized your car, took the tires, took the tape deck, and took the catalytic converter just for good measure. But you want to do your civic duty, so you either take a taxi or an Uber or get your neighbor to take you. You come down. And then when you come down, you're brought into a courtroom and they tell you this is a burglary of a vehicle case. And then people will say, can you be fair? Are you going to be biased? This is really not the trial for you. When the real question is, even though your vehicle was burglarized, and this is a burglary of a vehicle case, just because there's someone who's charged with burglary of a vehicle, are you going to say, you know what, I'm not listening to the evidence. This guy, I'm finding him guilty no matter what, because he's charged with a burglary of a vehicle and my vehicle was burglarized. So that's what fairness is. If you're selected on a jury, will you listen to the evidence and make a decision if you can come to a decision based upon the evidence that you hear? Because I always tell people, nobody was born yesterday and slept all last night. Everybody comes in with different traumas and different experiences. So, you know what the charges that are alleged in this case? Is there anyone here who cannot be fair? Now, there are two phases to trial in Texas. The first phase, people call it the innocence phase, but really it's not. The first phase is simple. Did the state prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt or did they not? If they didn't prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, then the verdict should be not guilty, and that's it. But if they did prove their case, then the next phase is what's called the punishment phase. And the punishment phase means exactly what it says. It's about punishment. If you just found someone guilty. Our law states that anyone who has a criminal trial, they must make an election or selection of who they would want to determine their punishment if they were found guilty. It's the law. They have to do it. When they make that election or selection, they're not saying, oh yeah, I'm guilty. Let me find out who's going to do my punishment. It's just the law that they have to make that selection. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
In this case, Mr. Ashball has decided that if he were to be found guilty, that the jury would determine punishment. Is there anyone who's going to hold it against him because he's decided that if he were found guilty, the jury would give punishment? Is there anyone who's going to hold that against him? Is there anyone here for religious reasons cannot sit in judgment of anyone? All right. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is range of punishment. For aggravated assault with a deadly weapon involving a peace officer or against a peace officer, the range of punishment could be different depending on different circumstances and what happens with certain facts and what facts are proved. So it could be anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison, or it could be anywhere from 15 to life imprisonment, or it could be probation. And there's a fine that's possible up to $10,000. Usually people are not concerned with the fine because nobody knows where it goes. And deadly conduct, the range of punishment of that could be anywhere from 2 to 10 years or 2 to 20 years. Now, with regards to those range of punishments, I think everyone will agree that's a wide range of punishment. You're looking at probation or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to 99, or probation or 15 all the way to 99, or you're looking at 2 to 10, 2, 3 all the way to 10, or 2, 3 all the way to 20. So those are wide ranges of punishment. And so does everyone understand what the range of punishment is if you were to found somebody guilty? All right, now here's the next thing. Can you consider the full range of punishment? What does that mean? It doesn't mean can you give this amount for somebody, because you don't know any facts about this case. And usually what I see jurors doing, they're like, I really want to know some facts. And I always tell them, there's not a preview. There's not a trailer for criminal cases. You don't get the trailer and see what's going on so you can say, this is where I am. What you would need to do is, if you were to find somebody guilty, you would need to take whatever facts are given to you and see if you can come to a range of a punishment that you feel is appropriate. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
For example, and here's a hypothetical that I've seen people give. Let's say somebody's charged with murder, right? The range of punishment is 5 to 99 years or life. And let's say you have 2 people charged with murder. One person who is charged with murder, the teachers would always say, man, this child is going to end up killing somebody. They kicked a dog down the street for no reason. They steal candy. They would bully and beat up everybody in school. They've been to prison before for a crime. They just keep doing the same thing over and over, and now they kill somebody. And then let's say the person that they killed is the school teacher who was just trying to help everybody, that type of person. Now that's a case where you may say, you know what, that person deserves a life sentence. But then here's the second person who's charged with murder. High school sweethearts. Everybody always knew they were going to get married. During preschool, people would say, yeah, we're best friends. Wouldn't it be nice if our 2 children end up getting married? They get married. They have their 50th wedding anniversary. Then one of them finds out that their spouse is very ill and that their spouse is in a lot of pain. And the doctors tell them they're not going to make it, but they're going to have a lot of pain to endure. And that spouse tells their other spouse, you know what? I have these extra tablets that they're giving me. I've been saving them. Can you help me? Can you hold a glass of water for me or something of that nature? And they help that person die. That's a form of murder. And the range of punishment is 5 to 99 years or life. So in that case, you may say, you know what? I'm on the lower end, 5 years. So you just have to be able to know and internalize what the full range of punishment is. So is everyone able to do that in this case?
Yes.
And can you consider the full range of punishment? Is there anyone who cannot do that? Now, the next thing I want to talk to you is about languages. I love languages. I think they're beautiful. I wasn't supposed to be in Texas. I'm from Louisiana. So of course I took French and I should have been retired at 21, but I'm not. So is there anyone here? English is not your first language. Is it? If it's not, if you'll raise your card for me, please. All right, 21, 33, 52. All right, thank you. Juror number 21, what is your language?
German.
German. Ah, how do you say hurry up in German?
So, mach schnell.
All right, I like it. I always tell people the only thing my classmates were able to teach me with the different languages other than French was how to say hurry up in every language. All right, have you been able to understand everything?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Number 33. Oh, you're standing. That is great.
You told me to do something.
All right, what's your first language?
Español.
Have you been able to understand everything?
Sí, but not the technique.
Oh, you mean the legalese? All right, thank you. Number 52. What have you been able to understand everything? All right, thank you. And everyone in the back, remember to speak loudly so that the court reporter can hear. All right, everyone, I'm expecting this trial may be over with by the latest, maybe next week. So is there anyone here who has any type of travel arrangements or time constraints? Raise your card. And once I call out your number, if you have not raised your card and I passed you, you will be passed. So raise your card now. All right, 7. All right, 2, 7. And you can lower your card. Okay, everyone, you need to raise your cards. 2, 4, 7, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 21, 27, 31, 40, 42, 43, 45, 52, 53, 54, 56, 59, 57. You can lower your card after I call your number. 60, 67, 68, 69, and 72. Is there anyone else? All right. Number 2, what is your time constraint? Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? Staycation. Okay. All right. Thank you. Number 4.
Multiple therapy appointments. That's embarrassing.
All right. What date?
That would be tomorrow and Friday,
All right. What time tomorrow?
3 p.m.
And what time on Friday?
3 p.m.
Thank you. Number 7.
On the 19th, I'm going to St. Lucia for vacation.
One of my classmates went to St. Lucia. So when do you leave?
The 19th.
All right. Are you going by yourself?
No,
Family?
my husband and some other friends.
Oh, well, thank you for letting us know. We're a little bit jealous, but okay. Number 11. Oh, remember to keep your voice up.
Thursday.
All right. And where are you going? And it's just for vacation? All right. Thank you. Number 12.
Cancun, Mexico on
Friday, June 11th with my family.
All right. Cancun or St. Lucia? Oh, no, you're competing here.
Oh, okay.
Number 14. All right, thank you. Number 15. All right, if you could speak up for the court reporter. All right, thank you. 16.
I'll be on vacation next Thursday, the 17th through the 24th. I'll be in Houston for the first 2 days and then Chicago for the remainder.
All right, thank you. 16. I'm sorry, that was 16. 21.
I have 2 appointments tomorrow morning at 9 and tomorrow at 3.
All right, and are these doctor's appointments?
Yes.
All right,
At the 3 is my annual physical that has been scheduled a long time ago.
all right, thank you. 27.
Dentist appointment
When?
tomorrow. at
What?
2 p.m.
2 p.m. Are you expecting good results from that?
I hope so.
All right. 31.
On Friday, I get my kids.
Oh, you need to stand.
On Friday, I'll get my kids and I'll be on vacation for a week with them
All right, when do you pick them up?
on Friday,
What time?
8 o'clock. in the morning.
All right, thank you. 40.
I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow for to review 4 biopsies, and then at that time they'll decide whether radiation or surgery.
All right, and what time is that?
4:45.
All right, we're gonna say it's gonna go well. 42.
The Malvo conference next Wednesday, starting at 5 p.m.
All right, thank you. 43.
There's appointments on the 17th and 18th.
What time?
8 and one's at 5.
All right. Number 45.
16th through the 19th.
I'm sorry, could you speak up?
16th through the 19th.
Texas Gulf Coast.
Yeah. Yes.
And what dates again, please?
16th through the 19th.
All right, thank you. Number 52.
Military contractor work, in Oklahoma from July 14th to August 3rd.
The 14th of July.
Yeah, July 14th to August 3rd.
All right, thank you. 57.
Oh, sorry, that's me. I have a post-op surgical appointment tomorrow at 8:45 a.m. And then Friday morning, I leave for Dallas, Texas for my second job. From there, I'm flying to Las Vegas and I won't be back until Monday night.
All right, so Las Vegas, you just there to have fun. You can.
No, I sing for a living.
All right, thank you. 59.
Yes, Your Honor. The 20th through the 26th, my wife will be out of town at Rockport. She has a court case. She's
Okay.
paralegal. I have 2 kids under 9 that I gotta take care of. I'll probably be on PTO.
All right, thank you. 60.
I travel for work. I know I have some shifts coming up in Seguin and Lockhart, not very far away. I just do know that I do have those shifts coming up on the schedule.
All right, thank you. 67.
12th and 13th, I'll be in Austin for vacation.
All right, thank you. 68.
I have business travel for my company. I haven't forecasted for another week until it gets approved, so I don't have an exact date, but I know in the near future, within the next couple of days, I'll be traveling out.
All right, thank you. So everyone, when you speak, please don't let your voice trail off because the court reporter needs to take it down. 69.
My vacation starts on the 12th. I'll be in Fort Worth. My son competes in go-karts, so I'll be doing that.
All right, thank you. 72.
Tomorrow, I'm spending the week with my grandmother.
Does she want to see you? Sometimes they're like, we're done. All right. Is there anyone else? See, now they're like, it's not so scary to raise my card. All right. 29. Yes.
I'm gonna be in San Marcos for Monday through Friday for vacation. Then July 12th through 13th, I'm gonna be in Austin for my, I guess, vacation / birthday.
Okay. 39,
Surgery cases on July 11th and 18th.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm the only assistant available to be there face to face.
All right, thank you. Who else? 53,
Family vacation.
where? A family vacation in Vegas? Are there underage children? Okay. Who else? 54,
Work travel, Friday the 11th, Eagle Pass, and then on the 12th to Dallas. To return to San Antonio to vacation to Port Aransas on 13th.
all right. Who else? 56,
I leave on the 18th to Galveston for a cruise that leaves on the 19th.
all right, thank you. 61,
I'll be in Mexico City the 19th to the 27th to visit family.
all right. 71,
I'll be in Lady Bird Johnson Lake from the 18th to the 21st.
thank you. 74,
I have an appointment tomorrow, mixology appointment that charges to cancel. It's at 10 a.m. And I also have family coming in on the 21st, my grandbabies.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, 9, what time? All right, and so you're the only parent who's going? Okay. All right. So there are two things that I want to tell everyone. One, I understand when people have work issues, right? But this is what I always tell people to determine whether or not your job is indispensable. What that means is if you're not at your work, nobody else can do that job. And that means that that job is just going to become extinct because you're the only person who can absolutely do that. For me, guess what? I'm not indispensable. If I could not do this job anymore, another judge is going to come in here and do this. So I tell you all that because jury duty and jury selection is very important. Everyone wants someone who will listen to the evidence and be focused on that and make decisions if they can come to decisions based upon the evidence that they hear. I always tell people jury duty is an inconvenience. Why is it an inconvenience? Because one, traffic is horrible. Some bright person decided that to alleviate traffic, the best way to do that is to have a bunch of one-ways. Buildings are not labeled appropriately. Then people, when you come, it's hurry up and wait. I see you all rushing to get there at 8 a.m. I'm like, please don't fall, slow down. It's going to be fine. They're going to get you assigned to courts as soon as possible. So it's an inconvenience. How many people raise your card if you've actually served on a jury where you've actually heard evidence? Raise your card. There are 4 people. So that is jurors. Could you keep your cards up, please? That's 46, 49, 63, and 70. And there are 75 people here. Your government only asks 2 things of you. Pay your taxes and serve on a jury once in a blue moon. That's not even a tenth of a tenth of a tenth of the people. And there's only 4 people. Your government doesn't even call you up every 3 months. They call you up once in a blue moon. I know some people who've never been called up and they want to be called up. They're like, how do I get called up? So it's an inconvenience and it's not much that your government is asking of you. This is what I always tell jurors a sacrifice is. My family grew up in a small town called Grand Cane, Louisiana. My uncle, everybody said he was super intelligent. So that was back in the day where all the teachers knew all their students and they knew all the families. So they would tell my grandmother, they would say, Miss Lane, we taught him all we can teach him. We're going to pass him on to the next grade. Now, when his sisters and brother got to school, they didn't like it that much because all the teachers said, you're going to really have to show us something because he's super intelligent. And they're like, oh man, we got to come up here and do a lot of work. So he ends up graduating, and he graduates early. And there's a conflict that breaks out called the Vietnam War. And he goes to my grandmother and he tells her, because of civil rights and everything that's going on, I can't improve my lot in life here. So can you sign for me? Now, I know mothers say they have no favorite children, but there's something about the firstborn, because the firstborn is the child that you practice on, and you're like, yay, they survived my practice. But that's her firstborn, and there's a special kind of love that you have for your firstborn. So she signs for him to go. And this is back in the day. My grandmother, they started out having a radio. That's how you would hear programs, through the radio. So they didn't have a television set. Then they finally had money. They got a television set. It was black and white. It has 3 stations: ABC, CBS, NBC. NBC, you really couldn't count on because the weather had to be nice. If the sun were out, but the wind was blowing, NBC, you're probably not going to get anything. You put the aluminum foil on the mouse ears and just pray that you get something. Wasn't 24-hour television. At some point, the programming ended. And when that programming ended, when they were high tech, they would play the national anthem and the flag would blow. NBC didn't have the flag. NBC, you just get static. And it's like program is over. You wait till the next day for new programming. My grandmother did have a phone. Young people, I know you don't know what a rotary is. I know you don't know what a touch tone is, but my grandma's phone wasn't a rotary. It wasn't a touch tone. It didn't have numbers. What would end up happening is you would pick up the phone, the operator would answer, and you would tell them who you would want to call. That's why they would have songs like Beechwood 45789, because that's who you want. Operator, I would like Beechwood 45789. And they would call that. So my grandmother had a 6th grade education, but she was super intelligent. She taught me to read, write, my ABCs, my numbers, how to tell time, not with this digital thing you see here, but where you have the big hand, the little hand, minute hand, hour hand. And so she would babysit me when my mom was at work. So she was super intelligent. One thing she figured out is that you did not want the military knocking on your door in uniform, because that wasn't good news. The only thing she had for my uncle, of course, was his name and his number. You send a letter and you wait for that letter for months to come back. And if you can imagine, she's not living in a big city. She's in Grand Cane, Louisiana. And so she's waiting for the letters to arrive to make sure that her baby has arrived safely. That is a sacrifice. And when you think about it, nobody at that time knew where Vietnam was. Nobody knew what was going on. It's just that my baby is off somewhere. So I used to end that story at that point. And then Deputy Laura and everybody was like, Judge, people want to know what happened. You got to tell people, did he make it back? What happened? And so I would tell people, yes, he made it back. He's since passed. Some of his siblings have since passed, but I got a chance to get to know him, where I was cognitive of an age where I could listen to his stories and everything. So I tell people that story to let you know that this is an inconvenience, not a sacrifice. And this is the only 2 things that your government asks of you: pay taxes and serve on a jury trial once in a blue moon. Now, before I release you for your lunch break, if anyone, raise your card if you know anyone on this panel other than just meeting downstairs or standing in the hallway. All right. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our lunch break at this time. I've had docket all morning. Court reporter needs a break. Staff needs a break. So I'm going to have you all line up outside, and I'm going to need you outside by 1:30 p.m. So look to your left. Look to your right. You're responsible for that juror being in line. So, but make sure you line up outside and line up in order. Your placards with the numbers on them, if you could all leave those behind, and if you please take your personal belongings with you, and we'll pick up at 1:30.